OMG, I'm so excited to be making this video. If you've ever wanted to be a digital nomad and start RV living, or even not RV living, then this video is for you. And by the end of this video, I'm going to tell you not only how I became a digital nomad, but how you can too. So I'm Blogging Brandy. If you do not know me yet, if you haven't followed my story, I created RVersity, my university for RVers, and that is where I teach you how to RV like a pro and essentially dive into RV life, become a digital nomad, and all of that fun stuff. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please click the subscribe button somewhere around this video and the little bell icon so you're notified each and every time I publish a new video. Okay, so let's dive into it. So I think it's really funny that I say like RV life and I'm not in an RV. If you follow my story, you know that I actually just sold my motorhome, and I have been RVing for 7 years now. This is, oh my gosh, that was my 4th or 5th motorhome. I'm on like my 7th now, or 7th RV, not motorhome. And so I wanted to talk to you, and I know there's a lot of people that follow me and they say, hey, I want to get into RV life, or I want to at least do this digital nomad thing, but I just don't know how to do it. So this video is specifically for people that are wanting to become RV entrepreneurs, sell your own products and services, build your blog, a YouTube channel, anything to monetize yourself online, your brand, your business. And you don't even have to have your own products and services. You can have other people's products and services. I have people coming to me all the time saying, hey, will you make me a video? I'll pay you for it, or I'll give you this product. Will you give me a review, or all kinds of stuff? Okay, so I have a lot of people that say, hey, I just wish that I could make YouTube videos and make money, or start a blog and make money. And I just want to let you know that it's not that easy. And before I started this channel, I had 2 other channels. Okay, I have a whole nother channel with thousands of subscribers on it, if you didn't know that already before I started this channel. So this is like my RVing channel, and I really focus a lot of my time on it, but I wanted to dive into how I got started in this, okay? Because I started my business before I started RVing. So what was I going to tell you? Okay, so when I started out, I started selling a product. It was an e-liquid. So if you ever think about those things where you vape in the pens, it was a horrible idea. It was a product that I did not use, I did not market, and I'm looking at these notes that I made for you right here, okay? I didn't use the product. I also didn't know how to market the product. It was something that somebody else gave me, and it was regulated. I couldn't run ads on it. If you think like XXX, think like adult, over 18, over 21, that's how they treat it, okay? Any kind of smoking or drinking or adult-related content is all the same. So that was, I don't want to say a huge fail, but a huge learning experience. And it not only taught me like what I didn't want to do, but I also just didn't feel good selling a product that would hurt people, and I didn't even know what it was that I was selling. So I spent a lot of time on that business. I built things, and I didn't even have social media or anything like that when I built it. So that was a huge fail. I got rid of it morally and had probably thousands of dollars I lost on that, okay? But more than anything, I lost time, but I learned a lot. So the second thing that I kind of dove into, and I guess you could call these like learning lessons of digital nomad or becoming a digital nomad as well. There's a turning point that made me become, I guess, a digital nomad. So at first I had these physical products that I was selling, this e-liquid, something I didn't use, something that was regulated. And then I watched this webinar. If you've ever heard me say, like, watch my RV webinar, that's kind of like where it comes from, is I watched a webinar that literally changed my life. So I started watching this webinar, and then I learned how to start selling items online. Originally, I was just looking like, how do I import and export items? And that's how I kind of got into the e-liquid that I was selling. But then I started doing something called retail arbitrage. So I was literally going to like Goodwill, Target, Walmart, clearance aisles, thrift stores, places like that, and finding items that I could resell. And then I got into doing pallets and random items and returns, and I was making so much money that it allowed me to actually quit my financial career with Bank of America Merrill Lynch, okay? So I quit my job, fired my boss, left that behind, it wasn't like an easy process, just so you know. It took me like 6 months to finally say like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and then I was gonna quit like on Friday, and then I knew we were having a vacation on Monday, and then I was like, okay, well, I'll quit on Tuesday then, because I get paid on Monday for a vacation. So either way, so I started selling, doing retail arbitrage. I was selling on Amazon and eBay online. So the things that I was buying at Goodwill and Target and all that, I was selling them online. So none of these were my own product. They were all random. That was the other thing. It was like 1 here, 2 there, 3 there of each SKU. So it was like I was preparing like a whole listing for this one item to sell, and it's a lot of work, especially if you're only making a couple bucks off of something. So that's when it comes into return on investment and your time. So there's no way to get, there was no way to get the customer info and retain the information from the customers. That was the other thing. And that was why I hated selling on Amazon and eBay and these third-party websites. I do like to sell on them, and I can make tons of money, and they do support a lot of our lifestyle. I mean, we're here at the Four Seasons in the Mandalay Bay, and we just bought an RV, actually 2 RVs, and I'm talking to you about how to do this. So that's what I want to teach you, is like how to do the same thing. So before I forget, if you haven't heard about RVing for Bosses, please, 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 watch until this end of this video. But if you haven't joined, please join, because I'm only taking a couple more students, and that ends in a couple days. So depending on when you're watching this video is still super valuable. So I'll put a link to that below this video so you can check that out. But there was no way to get the customer info and retain this information when I was reselling. So I'm sending these products, and yeah, I can put like coupons in there, but you really want to make it easy for people, and you want to retarget them and remarket to them, not just spend all this time putting your products and services out there for Amazon and eBay and these other people to like retarget and market to your customers. So I had also a lot of physical inventory, and it took up a lot of space. Okay, so for me, space was just not working because I was doing this RV life thing eventually, but I was traveling, and if you know my story, I wanted to heal, and so I wanted to, God told me like, hey, you need to just sell everything and get rid of everything and focus on like this thing I'm telling you to do. And so I had like all this stuff, and honestly, I was in a beautiful condo, kind of like what I'm in right now, and I just had boxes of stuff piled, and you couldn't even see out the windows and see the beautiful view that I was paying in my, I don't know, $250,000 condo. But the one thing I want to tell you is I was making so much money that I quit my job, and I had no website, no social media, no YouTube, no brand, and no products or services. But I was making so much money that I quit my job, okay? And so that's what I'm teaching you how to do in RVing for Bosses. So if you haven't joined that, please, please, please make sure that you join that. The doors are closing on that soon, and you can't get in. Until I reopen the doors, you have to join the wait list. So RVingforbosses.com, or check the link below this video. Okay, so the one thing that all came back to this. So I was doing the e-liquid, and then I said no, and then I decided to do the Amazon and eBay, and then I was like, okay, there's just so much stuff. So I still can't say that I don't do that. Like, I'll find something and be like, oh, let me sell that. We do that all the time, okay? But it's not my main focus. It's not something that I love to focus on, but I do believe in that being, could be one of your multiple streams of income, especially if you're traveling and you're in your RV and you pick up stuff. People find stuff on the road, and you're like, oh, I could sell that. You can put it on online on not just Amazon and eBay, but Facebook Marketplace and a lot of other places, OfferUp and Let's Go, and like apps that you have around. Local apps is what I was saying. Okay, so the one thing that happened is I ran into this person, someone that I thought was a complete loser, but they said one thing to me, and they say, you know, it's really weird. You have like all this stuff. You're making money over on Amazon. You're making money over on eBay and all these other people, but you don't have this one thing to come back to, which is like your brand, you know? And the other thing is, like, I was selling baby products and dog products and home products and all that stuff. So it was weird. Okay. It was a lot of work. That was the other thing. It was a lot of work, and I don't like work. Okay. Smarter, not harder. So this person told me you need to have a home, a website, a place for them to return. And I was like, oh, okay. So off this third party. And so I had no brand, no target audience. I didn't know who I was even targeting. Was it 55-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 20-year-old, 30-year-olds? Was it moms, entrepreneurs, dads? Like, who was I even talking to? So that's what I became really clear on when I started creating content and all of that. But I had no brand, no target audience, so I was trying to figure out. So the one thing this person said to me is like, well, what do you sell and who do you want to sell it to? So that's kind of when people say, you know, creating your brand and your online business, that's what I always say is like, well, what do you want to sell? Or what are your passions and skills? And then you got to figure out how to make money from your passions and skills. So if you have a business, if you have a job right now that you go to every day, it could be bookkeeping, it could be if you have artwork that you want to sell, if you have you're a yoga instructor, a physical therapist, if you do some kind of business activity every day on a computer, if it's something that you already do for somebody, you could do it for someone else but work for yourself, if that makes sense. So you're going to brand yourself and then put yourself out there. That's literally what you're doing. And I use all of my social media, all of my YouTube, everything for business. I don't post a lot of personal stuff on there. I really just use it for business. If you ever follow me, you probably figured that out. A lot of people say that what I love about you is that you don't just post all your RV life and like what you're doing and like, ooh, look at me, I'm at the Four Seasons. I actually care about you, and I want you to be part of my team, and I want to teach you about like how do you get into RV life, and be like, oh, Brandy taught me how to get into RV life and I love her. And in this case, digital nomadism. So nomadism, I don't know if that's a word or not, but again, RVing for bosses, if you haven't joined that yet, you're going to want to check that out at the end of this video, but below this video, and I'm showing you all of that. So this is something that's really dear to my heart. I've been really scared to kind of release this and say, this is exactly how I would build a business. But when I have people reaching out to me and I have them fill out these questionnaires and they say, this is what I'm trying to do, like sell t-shirts or my own designs, or I have soaps and body butters, my own products, or I have all these things and I'm just not sure what to do with them. I can teach you how to have a platform to do that. So like how I make these YouTube videos. I don't just make these YouTube videos to make them. I don't want to say I don't make money off these YouTube videos. If it's long enough and I put the little monetization on it, then yeah, if you watch this YouTube video, I probably earn a little income every month from it. And then if I say, hey, buy this book, and you can click the link below and you go to like Amazon and buy the book, then that's called like affiliate marketing, and you can make money that way. Or I might make a little bit of money that way from some of my videos, but mainly I tell people like, hey, I have what's called a sales funnel. Okay, so they call that the customer journey, and what happens is I have tons of people that watch these YouTube videos or find me on social media, and then they kind of like get smaller and smaller and smaller as they go through the funnel. So they go from, say, like YouTube to your email to your webinar to it's like, into like an email sequence to book a call to a customer. So I might say, hey, if you want to get into RV life and you really enjoyed this video, then check out my RV masterclass below this video webinar that I have, and that'll teach you even more about RV life, and it's totally free. And so click the link below. And so then people will go to the link below the video and they'll click it and they'll watch my webinar. And I also prompt them not only when they watch the webinar, but also after they watch the webinar, during the webinar, and then a follow-up email sequence. And I say, hey, you should book a call with me if you really want to get into RV life. So they've invested a lot of time with me. And I also, when I'm emailing them, there's the email sequence that goes with that. So I talk about, hey, you know, join my secret Facebook group, follow me on YouTube, follow me on social media. I get them to follow my whole, like, universe. Okay, so if they ever unsubscribe from me on email or don't see something on my email or YouTube or something else, they probably see it on my Instagram or my Twitter or my Facebook or something else. Okay, so that's why when I publish these YouTube videos, I post them everywhere and try to make sure that everybody sees them, and I email my list and all that. And so that's what I want to show you is exactly how I do that. And how to become a digital nomad. So it's called a sales funnel. So branding really doesn't mean anything if you don't have a sales funnel. So you see these people, they have these YouTube channels, and you think they're making all this money, and I'm just telling you that they may not be making the money that you think they are. They just look big. They have a lot of followers, and they may not know how to monetize that following, or they might get minimal sums of income from that. And so I believe in a certain return on investment for one making these videos and any content that I put out there. My content is really deep. I don't just say, hey, look at me, or check this out, or hashtag RV life. Okay, they're very deep. If you ever look at my posts or my videos, they're really deep. So one, if you have nothing to sell, your brand doesn't mean anything. And two, if you have no retention plan, meaning how are you going to keep those customers in line? And that's what I'm talking about, that sales funnel thing. So when this person came up to me and they said, oh, you're selling all these products on Amazon, all these products on eBay, who are you selling to? You've got baby products, dog products, home goods, whatever. It was like, oh, that makes sense. Like, who am I talking to? Who am I selling to? And where are they supposed to come back to? I'm spending so much time and all my energy on all of these things. And that's the other thing. If you really want to make a business and a brand, the one thing I've learned is you have to focus on one thing, okay? It's a book I've even read. It's called The One Thing, which I haven't finished, but it's called The One Thing. You should focus on one thing, and then you can focus on the other things. Because if you focus on all those things, then what happens is you split your time up here and here and here. But if you focus on one thing, you can put all your energy into that one thing, figure out how to make money doing that one thing, and then spend your money multiplying all those other things, and they'll grow a lot faster. Or if you spend your energy on all those little things, then you're just stretching your energy and your time and your money and everything else, and all those things grow really slow. So you can either have one thing grow fast or multiple things grow slow, or not at all. I'm not sure. Depends what you're trying to do. So what happens is people go from my YouTube video to a landing page, or my website, and then to my email list, and then I usually email them a few times, and they'll go to my webinar, or they'll follow me again on one of my social media websites, or they'll book a call with me. My whole goal is that people book a call with me, usually to join RVersity, because I like to talk to them and know who is going to join before they actually join. And I want to make sure it's right for them. So when I say, like, hey, go below this video and book a call with me if you really want to get into RV life or learn how to be a digital nomad or any of that, that's what I mean. So you actually can go below this video and apply to book a call with me below this video. There's a link for that. So the last thing I want to tell you is, from the e-liquid to the Amazon and eBay to figuring out that I needed to be, this person said you need to have this place to come back to and brand yourself. Then I said, okay, well, let me create this. I need to create this sales funnel thing, okay? So that's when branding came in, and building a website and all that fun stuff. So your name, your logo, color, font, tagline. I actually wrote a book all about this called Branding Like a Boss, Brand Like a Boss. I can't even remember my own book name, that's sad. Branding Like a Boss is kind of this thing that I was doing, but I say like branding with Brandy and Blab Boss and all this stuff. So if you've ever heard me or you follow me from like way back in the day, you know what I'm talking about. IWK. So yeah, name, logo, color, font, tagline, your handles on social media. You want all your handles to be the same on social media. That's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, all these platforms, okay? You should have the same social handle so that people know it's you. So if you go on my social media, it's either at Blog and Brandy or at RVersity. I have two actually, but at RVersity or at Blog and Brandy. I just repeat the same information on both of them right now, to be honest. And then, you know, the one thing I always tell people, and I say, like, you know, I'm here at the Four Seasons and I'm here in Las Vegas. I think about back when 2020, when this all started, I was sitting here and I thought that the world would never shut down. And I ended up getting a phone call that my uncle had passed away. We were sitting here, COVID started, and we had just gotten here, been here about 3 months. We were living in the motorhome at one of the RV parks, and I just think about how this opportunity could have left had I not, one, taken the opportunity to quit my job and like dive into this whole thing of starting my own business and diving into RV life, which has taught me so much about entrepreneurship and just confidence in myself. But I am glad that I took this opportunity, because I may not have been given it. I may have lost it. You know, when someone passes away, it really sets things in motion. And so before you become unhealthy, before something happens in your life, I just remember trying to rush back across the country, and just then COVID happened and I had to fly back out here and get my RV, and all this stuff was happening, okay? And so I hear so many people say, I want to do this RV thing and maybe one day, and I just don't have the money, or all these things that you're terrified of to not take action on. And so I just want to tell you, like, when I quit my job, when I started everything, I was so terrified. But I didn't have anyone to show me this. I was just trying to find my way. And so that's why I want to teach you in this RVing for bosses and this digital nomad thing that I'm telling you is how to do this for yourself. So I literally like failed my way to freedom, but I spent a lot of time and money doing it. And I just value this opportunity that I'm talking to you. If I wasn't here tomorrow, I honestly would hope that you would watch my videos and like go on to do something amazing with your life and RV, and just know that I inspired you and that I was like watching down on you from above. But please, 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 if you're thinking, I really need to do this, I need to take action, go below this video. And if you book a call with me, you can book a call with me. If you haven't, please do that. But RVing for bosses is what I'm really putting my passion on for this next month of September, and hopefully this video is reaching you in time. It was just something that's been on my heart, and so if you don't make it in, you can still get on the wait list, and I'll open the doors again. But I'm taking 5 people, turning them into digital nomads and showing them really how to do this thing. And this is kind of outside the scope of my, I guess, RVersity thing. So all the fun stuff that I'm talking about, you can click the link below this video and dive into that. I don't want to ramble on. I just really wanted to make sure that I got on here and just tell you kind of like my story and how I became a digital nomad. And, you know, whenever we get back to the hizay on the other side of the country, or back to the travel trailer actually, I would love to show you like the products that I sold and how it formed. So I went from selling physical products to selling digital services and products online as a person. And so I kind of learned, I failed my way into becoming a boss and all of that. So anyways, all the links are below this video. Don't miss this opportunity to take action. It never hurts to find out more information and learn. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed to this video, please make sure that you subscribe to this video. And if you like this video, hit the like button below so I know you love this video. I'm Blogging Brandy. I will see you in the next video. And I'm so excited if you're still watching this video, because God laid this on my heart to make this, and I don't know, I made it. So love you. See you on the inside.